Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 3 of the Chicago Cubs franchise. So I played up until the All-Star break. As you can see here, we're right at the NL vs. AL All-Star game. And we're running a 5-game winning streak. Just swept the St. Louis Cardinals away. Here's where we stand in the standings now. So we're only at 1.5 games back. We're 49-38 on July 12th. Here's our stat rankings here on the first page. So hitting a lot of home runs. It's always good. So we're in the last year of the power years, one of the last years of the power years. So we're definitely hitting some homers. I actually came up with a list. A short list of guys that I have on the trade block. So Maddox and Walker, trying to get rid of those guys if I can. I don't know about Walker. I may hold on to him still, but he's still on the block. So I'm going to kind of shop him around as well. And then my trade targets. So these are the guys that are kind of in the mix, guys that I really try to want to acquire at the trade deadline. Got Armando Benitez having a great year with Florida. Looking at the standings, Florida is still in the hunt, but because he's a free agent at the end of this contract year here, it kind of makes sense for Florida to kind of want to part with this guy. So I like the fact that his velo's high. He has good movement, good stuff, and he's striking out almost 11 batters per 9. So I can definitely use him in the back end of my bullpen. Mike DeJean, probably DeJean. He's another guy that I was thinking about adding to the mix here. He's a good ground ball pitcher, good movement. He doesn't allow many home runs, so that's actually really good. So I definitely want to try to add guys like that to our bullpen. Our bullpen definitely needs a little bit of work. So these are the relievers that I probably want to add if I can. Also, I'll get to this one in a second, big one. But the third one is Chad Cordero. Now he's a young guy. I feel like he's having a little bit of a shaky start to his Expos career, but he has potential. I kind of scouted him a little bit further, so my scout kind of likes him a little more than OSA. So we'll see if we can acquire him in a package deal. Let's get to we'll actually start with the Wilkerson one. He's also from Montreal. I would love to get him because of his versatility. He can play first, left, center, and right, which is kind of weird. So he's really good in center, but he can also play first and left and right very well. So he is a left-handed bat. He's out for 2 days. It's not going to affect us too much. He's kind of underperforming with looking at his batting stats here, batting splits. In June and July, he's actually starting to heat up pretty well. So he actually slugged .562 with 8 homers in June, and then he's off to a decent start in July. So I definitely want to try to acquire these guys from the Montreal Expos. I was also messing around with this idea, so bringing in potentially Russell Branyan for the bench. He's another left-handed bat, so he could still play pretty well. Good third baseman. He would kind of give some days off to Ramos Ramirez and kind of fit in there nicely. He could also play center field, so maybe he's a fallback option if we don't get Brad Wilkerson, but I would like to honestly add both. Our bench can definitely use these guys. Now the Baltimore trade. I was thinking about bringing in the superstar here, Miguel Tajada. So looking at his contract here, we have 2 years, $11 million, and he has an opt-out. So he probably will opt out, potentially. I mean, $11 mil for the type of player this guy is pretty low. Then he has 4 years after that, opt-out. But looking at this guy, I mean, one of the best shortstops in the game, if not the best. 70 range, 70 arm, out of 80 on the 20 to 80 scale. Good average, good on base percentage. Plays well on the field. He bats very well. So he could definitely be right in the mix in the middle of this lineup. And definitely not only replace Alex Gonzalez's defense, but be a huge upgrade offensively from what we're getting from Gonzalez right now. And then potentially bringing also Sidney Ponson. So Sidney is definitely an innings eater. Somebody we could, so like 8 innings there, 6 there, 8 there. He can definitely give us some length out of the back of that rotation. So we'll see if we can add him as well in a deal. So looking at some theoretical trades that I've come up with so far. Let's visit the Marlins first. It actually didn't save, but yeah, they want a little bit more than I thought. Alright, that's actually, I don't know why commission mode is on. Let's actually take that off. I think I was editing salaries for some of these guys that had like weird salaries. But see if we can go back to this. So I did have some trades kind of up and ready to go. Yeah, so the Milwaukee Brewers trade, if I get Russell Branyan, I would have to give up a lefty out of the pen, Jerry Blevins. Not a huge loss. Pitching pretty well down there, but I think we can definitely afford to make this trade eventually. We'll see. Let's visit Montreal here. So the package I was talking about, Cordero, Wilkerson, and also Day. I think Day will add some flexibility, I guess. Even if he doesn't pitch in the rotation, he can give us some flexibility out of the pen or even in the minors. So he's definitely having an okay season. Similar to Ponson, but we'll see what happens there. Got about 4 or 5 years of team control. So definitely somebody we could add to this team. But I would definitely like to do this trade. So we'll see if we can make this work. Yeah, so we can potentially make this work. I do not want to part with Sean Marshall. He's our number 1 prospect, number 4 overall in baseball, having a monster year in AAA. So we'll try to hold on to him. We'll see if we can make that work eventually. I'll have an update, follow up on episode 4. But the big one here, going to cover the Baltimore Orioles trade Miguel Tajada. So I'm going to have to give up a little bit. We have Sergio Mitre pitching on the pen for us right now, but he's someone we could potentially part with here. Ricky Nolasko, one of our top pitching prospects, number 37 overall in baseball. Also, potentially sending over Randy Wells, number 69 overall in baseball. Having a pretty decent year, I would say. Not bad at all. Pitching down in Double-A. And then some of these guys that could add versatility to their team. Salas and Brendan Harris. So they're actually eating 85% of Tajada's first 2 years, along with Ponson and Dijon. So that might be a trade that I actually pulled the trigger on. I want to see what the market also is like for shortstops besides Tajada. I know that in real life, the Red Sox in 2004 at the deadline actually traded away their superstar Nomar Garciaparra. But looking at the standings here, I don't think the Red Sox are going to give him up. So it's not very realistic. They're playing .690 ball, 60-27. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen in this sim. But I will follow up on episode 4, maybe sim ahead a little bit, make some deals, and then play into the season a little further. So again, we're at the All-Star break, 49-38. Hanging in there. We have the wild card spot here. Half a game up over the Giants and Barry Bonds. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.